Oliver Glasner. Oliver Glasner. This is a coach that most persons, including myself, we tend to, we respect. We give him that respect. What he did at Frankfurt, do you understand? He won, gave them their very first trophy in a long while, helped them to qualify for Champions League, and finally joined Crystal Palace. Joined Crystal Palace, changed the mentality of the players. They were able to win the FA Cup and went the same season. Beginning of last season, they won the Community Shield and went ahead to play in the Conference League and won the Conference League. So he won 3 trophies, including the Community Shield, before he left Crystal Palace. And we thought, okay, fine, he's leaving Crystal Palace for a better club. At some point, AC Milan wanted him, but all of a sudden it changed. It became an Amorim thing. Amorim is the head coach for AC Milan. Right now, breaking news as at yesterday evening, Oliver Glasner is the new head coach for Nottingham Forest. It's funny because it's a shocking kind of appointment. Nottingham Forest last season had 4 managers manage 38 games for them. In fact, and they were all sacked. All of them left their jobs at the end of the day. They were sacked. The first manager that managed, Nottingham Forest last season was the manager that helped them to finish in the top 6 last season. Top 6 of top 6, 2 seasons ago, and that's Nuno Espirito de Santos. He managed just 3 games at the beginning of the 2025-2026 season. He was sacked. Right. The next manager that came in after Nuno Espirito de Santos is Ange Postecoglou. Ange Postecoglou managed just 5 EPL games, and he was sacked. In fact, he was sacked in the tunnel. The third manager is Sean Dyche. Sean Dyche managed 18 EPL games, and he was relieved of his duties. Do you understand? The last manager that was just relieved of his duties a few days ago on the 30th is Victor Pereira. Victor Pereira managed 12 EPL games. So if you're counting 3, 5, 18 and 12, that's a total number of 38 games managed under 10 months by 4 managers. You are walking on eggshells when you are the manager of Nottingham Forest, because the owner of Nottingham Forest, Evangelos Marinakis, he's an Indaboski. That's just, he's an Abido shaker. Anything can happen. He can just decide. He wakes up tomorrow and decides to sack a manager. And look at how calm a certain Oliver Glasner is. You decided to walk into the Lions' Den. Is it that you don't know what you are doing? Were you cajoled? You signed a 3-year contract at Nottingham Forest. And remember, at the beginning of last season, Crystal Palace finished, of course, they won the FA Cup 2 seasons ago. And of course, winning the FA Cup automatically qualifies you for Europa League. But it never happened. You had to play Conference League because Nottingham Forest, we are supposed to play Conference League, but they had to report to your club because Crystal Palace it was more like a multi-ownership. The owners of Crystal Palace had shares in another club that was to play in the Europa League. And you know how it is in UEFA. You as a club owner cannot own 2 clubs in the same competition in Europe. So you had to play Conference League because Nottingham Forest reported. Now, there's bad energy between Crystal Palace and Nottingham Forest. The fans don't like Crystal Palace. The fans of Crystal Palace don't like Nottingham Forest. And all of a sudden, this is a manager that helped Crystal Palace to attain greater heights. Before he left, he was celebrated. In fact, if there's probably a way to place a trophy and kind of a statue at Selhurst Park, they would do it. Crystal Palace would do it for Oliver Glasner. And all of a sudden, before you could say Jack Robinson, he becomes the head coach of the same club that made them play Conference League last season. I don't think the fans will want to digest it. It's a hard pill for them to swallow because it's not fair. It's not fair on the fans. I understand this is business, but of all clubs, Nottingham Forest, Oga, you just want to stay in your seat because if results don't go well, you'll be sacked. And imagine having that dent on your CV. It's just like when we had Jose Mourinho and Conte going to Tottenham. They didn't win anything there. Mourinho was sacked a week before the FA Cup final against Man City. So you can imagine that kind of thing. You had a very perfect CV. You would have just waited for maybe other clubs. Definitely you just take time out. You decided to go to Nottingham for the Lions Den. I wish you all the best, Oga. I wish you all the best because Marinakis, like I said he's an Abido shaker. Do you understand? It's going to be a tough one for you. Except, and to cap it all off, Elliot Anderson, one of their star players, has been sold to Man City. So who is coming in to replace Elliot Anderson in the midfield? Who is the player you guys will get to replace Elliot Anderson? Well, I wish you all the best, Oliver Glasner, but honestly, in my own opinion, it was not the right move. It was not the right move. This man doesn't care. All he knows is win. Anyhow, if you don't do well, if he wakes up and probably he sees you in his dream, he will just sack you. That's how Marinakis is to me. That's just how. So we'll see what happens. Moving to Nottingham Forest, is it a good deal? Kindly state your opinions in the comment section. Oliver Glasner moving to Nottingham Forest, do you think it's a good deal or is it a very bad one? This is my opinion. I think it's a bad one. But then again, what are your opinions? Kindly state them in the comment section. Thank you very much. Bye.